Hillin.
And I'm Sparky Sparks, and we're Drinking Texas.
And this is our first show, and we're starting with Texas Legacy beers. And we can't imagine starting with any beer legacy that just has kind of gone under, you know, we haven't really seen too much of, and that is Pearl beer.
You don't get any more Texas than Pearl, Shinerbach, and Lone Star.
Lone Star, that's right. This beer, back in the day, was advertised as the beer from the country of 1,100 springs. And I really didn't appreciate what that meant until I got old enough to start traveling the hill country myself.
Well, there are some springs there, and the Germans and the Czechs came into our state, and they brought beer.
Yeah, they brought beer.
God bless them. And that's what the G-Roy and I became acquainted on, is the beer.
There's the beer.
We were having a little party, and it had something to do with beer, and it had a lot to do with beer. But
if you want to learn more about all that, you need to look at another show. We're going to talk about Pearl today.
So the deal about Pearl, 1881, one of the earliest, they immediately went in the tubes. They did not do well. And then they brought in this little couple, Otto and Emma Kohler, and Otto was a brewer, and he brought everything up to speed. And then Otto died. Here's one for Otto.
No, Otto.
And Emma took over. So this is a CEO. Yeah, that's not bad. This is a CEO who was a woman before they could vote.
She was a woman before they could vote?
Yeah, well, she was a woman CEO before they could vote. She was the boss of Pearl Beer, and she brought it out of the dregs and made it a preeminent Texas beer.
All right. You know, it's not bad. You know, I remember drinking this back, you know, back in the day, and when you could find it.
The day goes way back. The day goes way back. And
I mean, you could find, but you could find it everywhere. Now, not so much. It's brewed. It's owned by Pabst, brewed at the Miller Brewing Company down in Fort Worth. In fact, right here it says Pearl Brewing Company, Fort Worth, Texas. But we started looking for this beer up here, although they make it only in Pearl and Pearl Light these days.
Well, you can find the Pearl Light.
Yeah, up here in the Dallas area.
Yeah, but the Pearl is a pearl. I mean, you've got to really search for it.
Yeah, I could
open a lot of oysters to find this stuff.
I had to find this at the Specs in Austin on North Airport.
And my son swears by both the cheap Pearl beer, because it's extremely economical.
It is.
And the Specs in Austin. I mean, and it's my boy. That's my boy.
The two go hand in hand. It is it's a very nice beer, but only available in cans in 12 packs. Okay, we're very partial to the long neck, but this is the only way you can get Pearl these days.
And it's worth drinking. You need to. I mean, look how beautiful that beer looks there. Mm-hmm. It's fizzing for you. You got a little small head on the thing. It's a great beer, and you ought to try it. San Antonio based initially. The whole thing got bought out, moved around, and thank God Pabst Brewing brought this back to our state, has it made by the Miller Brewers in Fort Worth, Texas, which makes it legal for us to drink.
Legal for Texas, that's right, Texas drinking. Drinking Texas.
And that's what we like.
You know, and there's a picture here of the brewery on the label.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, absolutely. A neat building. But it says Texas' oldest brewery. I think that has to do with the picture, showing the picture of the thing, but not necessarily it's brewed there anymore.
Well, I got another thing.
All right.
They used to have 3 X's on everything that Pearl was.
Oh, yeah.
And the 3 X's went all the way back to kings and royalty.
Had nothing to do with movie ratings?
Had nothing to do with movie ratings.
Okay.
Sadly.
Sadly.
But went all the way back there, and the deal was there was a guy, and we could have been that guy, who went ahead and tasted all the beer at all the taverns. And he would put an X on the door if it was an ordinary beer.
Oh.
He'd put a double X on the door if it was a pretty good beer. But if they had a triple X on the door, it meant the royalty was stopping and drinking them wine.
All right. Pearl Beer, glad to see you back.
3 X's, baby.